Alright, let's complain today about a guy getting his $4,000 dog stolen from him by his ex, who collaborated with his stepfather who she began sleeping with. Man, that's a lot already, but the story gets a bit crazier, and I have to be honest, some of this is his fault.
Put a finger down if you met somebody on TikTok and you decide to move from Georgia all the way to Minnesota to pursue a relationship with this person.
He's already messing up. What do you mean you met them on TikTok and decided, hey, we should be together? Let me move to a different state. Man, being in love makes you do anything.
This person told you that they were a real estate agent a year ago, so you decide, hey, we could both get our real estate licenses in Minnesota. So y'all both take the class, y'all both pass the class, but you never end up taking the test because y'all couldn't find a place to live in Minnesota. So you decide to move her and her pre-made family all the way back to Georgia because you feel like this is a sign from God that y'all don't need to live in Minnesota. Y'all should live in Georgia. After you move her and her two kids from Minnesota to Georgia, you decide to buy a $4,000 French Bulldog to start a kennel club. You name the dog Fast, Frenchies and Things, because you're going to start a food truck and name it Frenchies and Things, or y'all going to sell French fries with the toppings on top of it because you already bought the LLC for it because you done already built this dream in your mind that you meant to be with this person. While y'all in Georgia, you tell her, hey, you don't have to work. Just go ahead and get your real estate license while you're down here in Georgia. So y'all both take the class and y'all both pass the class, but she takes the test twice and fails. But you say, you know what, that's all right. I make enough money to take care of everybody. So y'all decide to move into a nice suburban area. You move them into a 3-bedroom house. Everybody got their own room. And you bring the dog with you. We're going to get back to that. While y'all living there, you start to notice that this girl is more concerned about what you're doing on TikTok than she is with her own kids. She's not making sure that her children are reading. She's not making sure her children are doing good in school. And at the same time, her 13-year-old son is sneaking out of the house every night at 3 a.m., catching an Uber to go to this girl's house to go sleep with her. You don't find this out until her dad comes knocking on your door talking about he's going to press charges, but then he ends up finding out he can't press charges because his daughter is actually older than your stepson at the time. Fast forward through the relationship, you realize, hey, this ain't gonna work out. Y'all both understand that y'all ain't meant to be together. Nobody cheated. Nobody put their hands on nobody. Well, somebody did. Well, she did put her hands on me. She pulled like 5 dreadlocks out of my head. But for some reason, I don't consider that violence and all that. I let it go, right?
I'm not gonna lie, boss. I don't think that relationship was gonna work no matter what. First, you met them on an app. Second, the person is on their failed career path. And they have an unchecked kid in the house. Also, the thing about her not looking after her kid, dude, you knew that by the time you moved back to Georgia. You may have not been married, but that kid was your responsibility too. Another thing, y'all dudes gotta stop thinking your girl whooping your ass is fine. Bro lost chunks of his hair and is talking like that's normal.
So you tell her that her and her kids can stay there as long as they need to save up however much money they need to move back to Minnesota. During this time, your negligent older brother burns down your mom's house. So you tell your mom and her husband that they can come move in with you. So your mama husband is disabled, so he don't work. And your mom is a nurse, so she works all day and you work all day too selling roofs. The girl, remember, doesn't have a job. So she's home all day with your mom's husband and the kids are going to school all day. So they stay home and they start bonding. Your mom comes and tell you, hey, I think that my husband is watching your girlfriend or your ex-girlfriend and when she works out in the garage and you need to watch her. And I say, Mom, she don't want nothing to do with him. He old. And she says, okay, son, but trust me, I know what I know. And then you still say, don't worry about it, Mom. She gonna be gone in 6 months.
Wait, she didn't say anything to her husband after finding out he's checking out her son's ex-girl? I feel like I'm missing some of the story. Ain't no way we're cruising past that. And he's disabled, not working, and you're gonna prove that? That's crazy. You're literally relying on this lady's son and her, and you're thinking about cheating. Where are you going to go after?
6 months pass, and then her mama come down here to get her. When her mom comes to get her, her mom shows up in the middle of the morning where you normally would go to work. And you say, you know what, this is a surprise. You didn't tell me that you were leaving today, but it's whatever. Here's all the money I have in my pocket. Safe travels. While you at work and her mom is helping her move out of the house, the mom texts you and says, hey, can we take the dog with us? And you say no. And then you're so afraid that they might take your dog that you leave work and you drive home and get your dog and bring your dog to work with you. Because you've recently paid somebody to breed with their purebred Frenchie and you're going to still continue to start your kennel club. When you come get your dog to take it to work, the girl is all on the floor crying, holding the dog. You don't really think too much of it. You just think that, oh, she's really going to miss the dog. You feel so bad about this that after they leave, you tell them, hey, when Fats has her puppies, I'm going to give you a free puppy. You text her mama and tell her that. The mom says, okay. Fast forward 1 month later. Your mom's husband calls your mom and says, hey, Fats ran away. Your mom calls you and says, my husband said Fats ran away. You turn your car around and you drive all the way back home because you know that your pregnant French Bulldog never leaves the yard. When you get back home, you instantly know he's lying. So you said, you know what, mom's husband, let me hold your phone. Let me see what you've been doing on your phone. So he gives you his phone and you notice that him and your ex have called each other 4 times in the last hour. So that instantly lets you know that he's lying and he gave her this dog.
Wait, a mofo waited a month to do a heist on a dog. She was about to get a new one anyway. You were going to get the puppy. Unless she was stealing the dog to sell it. She probably is. I know having a new dog is not the same. She bonded with the other dog already, but it's his. One thing I learned about the man in these videos is he's way too nice. Just from everything we've seen, we know he's the breadwinner and taking care of everything for him and his family. Such a breadwinner that his stepfather is giving up his phone like a child. He's a grown man older than him. Shoot, he's the stepfather. The stepfather is the stepson, dude.
But how? Why? Right? So you go deeper into his phone, you check out their text messages. You find out that they had something going on the whole time that she was supposed to be staying here saving up money to leave. Right? Right. Not only that, you find out that your older brother that burnt down your mom's house, him and his stripper baby mama girlfriend helped your ex steal the dog because she's going to need somebody to drive her back and forth to the airport.
Everyone is just taking turns taking advantage of him. What family member isn't at this point? Probably his mom.
Right. Now, your French Bulldog was 2 weeks away from having her litter of puppies. She had 8 puppies. For $4,000 a piece, that's $32,000. Your ex came and stole your $32,000 French Bulldog business from you. Because your mama's husband and your older brother and his stripper baby mama girlfriend helped her do it. Now, she's on TikTok selling all of the puppies and pretending like she's the one who came up with the idea and bought the dog and did all the work. And she tells everybody that you gifted her the dog, but why would you gift somebody a $4,000 French Bulldog when you were the one who were planning on starting a business? You were the one who already bred dogs in your past, and everybody knows that that was your dog. You named the dog, you got an LLC after the dog, and the person that you bought the dog from knows that it's your dog. So you try to do the right thing and you call the police. You tell the police down here in Georgia to communicate with the police up there in Minnesota to try to help you get your dog back. But they tell you that there's nothing that they can do because it's your word versus hers.
She made a response and she's trolling the hell out of this guy with the dog he bought.
Yeah. Hey, I am new to the family. My name is Fax. I'm supposed to be introducing myself. Right. Okay. Yes, I am Fax. I'm new to the family. That's my mommy. I love her so much. She be talking to me. I don't understand what she be saying, but I like it. I'm a French Bulldog. And I'm named after the family business. She's distracting me. But you have to stay tuned for that. That's all for me. There's more for me to come. Hope you like my introduction. Till next time, bye.
Got the house and the furniture. You're not gonna take my damn dog
You know bro's chest is hurt watching us. She also put out some videos explaining her side of things that people really didn't buy.
Started here at 736. I stayed there in a 3-bedroom townhome, upstairs, downstairs, fully furnished with my 2 kids. I worked from the bottom to get that because I had just got out of a near-death relationship. So already, you know, kind of where my mental is. No, I didn't heal from that. He was right after a previous relationship, after that relationship. If you can get the pattern, you know what I'm saying? I can admit to my shit. No, I did not clock in anywhere, but I did have an income that provided for me and my family without anyone's help. I met him on TikTok when he had 72 wives, and I ended up being with him after the incident. We became close, and they basically all called me the same thing you guys are calling me. So boom, his 72 wives didn't like me, but we still stay together. He then decides to come down to, or up to Minnesota to move here because he was staying with his mother. So it was easy for him to just move up here with me. He did not work while he was in Minnesota. He did not pay any of my bills in Minnesota. My lease was about to end, so we decided to look for places. Up here in Minnesota, our rent is a little bit higher. He noticed that as the looking process proceeded. He agreed that we should go back down to Georgia, where he makes his income, and rent a cheaper place. The place that we ended up getting after moving out his mom's was only $1,300 for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage, big yard. So coming from up here, when that would probably run us around $2,800, yeah, it was sounding really good. The current apartment that I was in at the moment, I was paying $1,160 a month. So yeah, I had already had my real estate license back in 2019. So I suggested that we both get our real estate license. Like he had stated, we had went to the class, we passed, we did not take the test. Not because we couldn't find it. We end up just leaving to go down south for a cheaper place. He then pays to get all my things in my townhome moved down to a storage because we're going to go move down with his mom. Mind you, he did not have his own place in Georgia. His mother was his roommate. He paid his way. She paid it her way. Me and him and the kids moved into the house in this suburban area, like he said, together. 7 months after we had moved there. So before we even got to that point, and I feel like the only reason we got to that point is because I put my foot down when him, his mom, and his stepdaddy, which y'all calling him, was, you know what I'm saying, playing around, you know what I'm saying, for days, 5 days, every week. And I'm not gonna lie, that I almost lost it then. Like, yeah, I was about to come back. But I didn't, so like for part 2.
After her response did not go to plan, she had another video she was probably waiting a long time to post. I have to say he does not look too good here, and you will see why.
You thought we needed to go?
Why are you asking that?
Look at this shit. I'm up about ready to sleep upstairs, bro. I've been kissing your ass since I came back in the house with the food. And all I want to do is watch a movie, bro. It's like, that's too much. I gotta keep kissing your ass. I figured that kissing your ass all the way through the bedroom, though, would at least get me to watching the movie with you. But you rather sit over there and do that, though. And I've been begging you to do the same thing. Even before you left to go upstairs, I've been begging you to do the same thing. How many times I gotta say it again? I gotta say it again. I want to watch. You still don't know I want to watch the movie. So that's what I'm saying. You think we need to be together?
I don't know at this point because like
Bet.
what I'm perceiving to
you don't know.
No,
listen, keep it just like that.
Don't do that. Can I speak?
You don't know. You don't know, right?
Cut you off.
You don't know, right? That ain't no yes. That ain't no yes. That's an I don't know.
You already know where I'm coming from. Like, don't try to act like I'm really trying to act like I don't want to be with you.
You don't know.
That's not how it's going off at all.
You don't know,
like,
right?
So if you really want to hear me
you
out,
don't know, right?
Trying to really just
you don't know, right?
Something,
you don't know.
Something,
you don't know, right?
Whatever you want to do,
you don't know, right?
That. But I can.
You don't know, right? That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said. All I want to do is watch a movie, dog. That's it. I ain't asked you for nothing all day. Not one thing I asked you for, but when I watch that movie, I would have begging you to do it. Begging you. And I got to beg you, look at me down here again. You can't just say, all right, you know, let's watch the movie. That's too much. I got to keep kissing your ass, don't I? You want to ask you want to be together, you don't know? Because I want to watch a movie?
No.
You can know that's the answer. That's the answer to everything. The answer to everything is to watch a movie. You ain't going to do that.
It's like, I can't do shit right with you.
Watch the movie! No, man, that's the answer. I want to get a time. Do your thing, man.
Like for real though. Be real with your damn self, man.
Do your thing.
I can't keep doing that.
For anything. Anything you ask me to do, I'm jumping up and fucking doing. I'm jumping up and fucking stand up line. Tell me a line. Tell me a line, man. Anything that my heart desires, I'll get my ass up and do it right now. I gotta do everything all day to watch the movie.
Fucking punching bag, man.
Cause I wanna watch the movie.
Come on now. We wait.
I gotta beg you.
No, you do not. And you know
Why you not watching it?
because I was already watching.
Right. Because I've been begging you all day. Why I'm begging you all day?
Down here. Then I got to watch it. And then all I'm doing is looking on TV and looking around and acting.
Hey, I'm begging you all day. If you don't watch it, you know you don't watch it. Anything you want from me, you know I'm doing it. How you gonna let me feel I gotta beg you from sun up to sundown?
That's all you know.
From sun up to sundown, I've been begging you to watch this movie.
No.
Bitch. Don't talk to me, bro.
Really, Sam? Really? You really taking this out on me?
Man, don't.
Screaming over wanting to watch a movie is super crazy. Like, y'all boy was going outside, not my boy, y'all's boy was going outside. You went all the way to Minnesota and she didn't want to watch a movie with you. To be for real, the guy probably wanted to spend more time with her and he wasn't getting that, so the frustration came out. But come on, man, can't be screaming your head off over something like that. I'm not gonna act like people don't scream at each other in relationships. People on the internet act like all relationships are like a Disney movie while never being the Disney princess. You're not even close to one. We also gotta talk about holding on to damaging videos just in case. Why didn't you Ben put this out? And it's an old video. It's 2025 and that video was in 2023 and she didn't say he was beating on her either. So this is gonna be an isolated incident. And of course he made a response video.
But I can come right. That's my head. That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
I gotta do about the movie, dog. That's it.
February the 8th, 2023. This is when we still lived in Minnesota. This is before we even moved to Georgia. But I'll play along. You're saying I stopped you from studying, which made you fail the exam. First of all, we never took the exam for Minnesota. This whole situation happened in Minnesota. This is her apartment in Minnesota. This is not Georgia. We were in Minnesota for 3 months before we moved to Georgia. We spent the majority of our relationship in Georgia. Here's a picture of us after we passed that class on March 2nd, 2023. That's me, that's her, and that's the two teachers to the class. We never took the Minnesota state exam to actually get our real estate license in Minnesota because we end up moving to Georgia and deciding not to stay in Minnesota. So we didn't need to get our Minnesota real estate license. Here are the plane tickets that I bought to move us from Minnesota to Georgia. As you can see, April 17th, that's when we moved from Minnesota to Georgia. So that does not explain why you failed 2 real estate exams in Georgia a year later. I would never stop you from studying, but that's not what you were doing. I saw that you were doodling on your iPad. You didn't want to spend no time with me. And I had came all the way up there to Minnesota and it was kind of frustrating to me. And it might justify me yelling at her. Dang, I was yelling. Yeah, I was yelling. I was surprised watching that video again. But you know, that was 2.5 years ago. You see what I'm saying? So that was the old me. But that doesn't explain why you stole my dog January of this year. You stole my dog January 2025. Is it because I yelled at you in February of 2023? You doing everything but posting the facts that you say that you have that is your dog. You're doing everything but denying that you was messing around with my mama ex-husband. What this got to do with any of that? See, one thing you're not about to do, you're not finna try to flip the script to try to make it seem like I'm a bad person, so I deserved what happened to me. Because I'm going to tell you how God works. There go 2 of my locks right there that I couldn't get put back in my head because she didn't really need, you know what I'm saying, she didn't have a place to put them. So while you claiming that I verbally abused you, which I don't feel like I did, but I did yell at you, you know, I got a loud voice. I should have been a drill sergeant or something. You physically abused me and I got the proof of it. But did I expose you for it? Not till now. Did I tell anybody that you did it? Not till now. I forgave you and moved on with it, act like it didn't happen. And that's my problem. I need to stop letting what people do to me not be a big deal to me. Because not playing about you is a form of self-love. So I be ready to go defend somebody else. But as soon as somebody do something to me, I be feeling like, well, I can take it. So yeah, I was wrong for how I was raising my voice at her. I'll give you that. You see what I'm saying? But none of that explains why you stole my dog or you sleeping with my mom's husband. None of that. So we still waiting on the receipts, shawty.
To this. Anyway, he ended up making a few more responses. I didn't want to make the video too long. He showed that he did buy the dog with his friend's help, proving her wrong, and has an LLC with the dog's name. He also gave an update about his stepfather. His mother is divorcing him. He showed some damning screenshots, and it seems like his brother may have been with his ex-girl, because why else would he want to hide a dog from his own brother that's also, I think, taking care of him too? Man, this is crazy. Alright, I'm done complaining. Thank you for watching, and thank you, Crazy Ex Couple, for the content.